Okay, let's try that now. Look at your face.
He's laughing at you.
Welcome to Tied Down TV, the punk rock opinion show with me, Danny.
And Geoff.
Where we're going to be talking about all things punk and hardcore and everything in between. Hopefully this will be the first of many videos that we'll be doing. So our first video is going to be based around 70s punk albums. He's picked 5, I've picked 5. Now, looking at our lists, there's only one album that we've picked that's also made his list and my list. So let's talk about that one first. And that is 1977's
The Clash debut album. I mean, what can you say about this that isn't already been said? But it's just stunning. Every song is an amazing song. A 10 out of 10. My personal favourite would be Career Opportunities. I know Danny's possibly Denial, London Burning was right there.
Yeah.
Opens with Janie Jones, which in my opinion, again, one of the best openers of all time. And it's, you know, one of the first reggae influences in punk with the cover of Police and Thieves. And it's just, it's great. It's actually not even my favourite Clash album, personally. I prefer London Calling. But
Why didn't you pick London Calling?
Because it just doesn't feel like it's a punk album.
There's more going on in it.
There's more going on. Yeah. It's a punk album in attitude and spirit, but we're going for more of that classic 77 kind of sound. That's why I picked this.
And it's got fucking great album cover art. What a classic image that is.
You can't go wrong with that, can you?
And a great single in White Riot as well.
Yeah, one of the best punk singles, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's class. Like, if you haven't heard this, really, I don't know why you're watching a video about punk rock, to be fair. Cause...
And I think that would be most people would probably, a lot of people would put that at the number one pick, probably, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it'd be hard to argue that as well, I think. For me, like I said, I think it's a 10 out of 10. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So that made it into both our lists. It's the only one that's made it into both of our lists, so that's why we picked it first. So I'm going to pick my next one.
Let's do it. That? Yeah, let's do it.
So the one I've gone for is Damned, Damned, Damned by the Damned. Right. I could have gone with Machine Gun Etiquette. I love Machine Gun Etiquette. I love it because of the fast songs on it. It's a proto-hardcore album, basically. But I think the reason I've gone for this is not only because of the great singles, but this was the first album released by a punk band in the UK.
Definitely was.
And New Rose
first single.
Was the first single. And that plays into it, man. That fucking plays into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't argue that.
It's for a legacy.
Yeah.
And so it was close to pick out of these two. And I've gone for that reason. But also, I was listening to both albums the other day, and I think what pipped it as well, other than what I've mentioned, is I Feel Alright is an amazing cover by the Stooges. So,
and also artwork again.
Yeah, artwork goes a long way with me. Does it with you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, artwork goes a long way with me. And again, that's another classic image of 70s punk rock right there. Everyone's seen that. Everyone knows what it is. And
opening song again, Meet Me, class. First punk single, like you said, New Rose. I can't disagree. It's an absolute stone cold classic album, band I've seen many times live.
I've never seen them, and it pisses me off every time they play locally. Something happens where I miss them, so I've never fucking seen them. So that annoys me. So yeah, that's my second pick after The Clash is Damned, Damned, Damned by the Damned.
So my second pick after The Clash would be also The Damned, and I've gone with Machine Gun Etiquette because, I mean, again, much like Danny said, there's not much between the two of them. Both classics of the 70s. This is very late 70s and 79. But for me, this pips it. It's the first Damned album I heard. And again, I'm a sucker for good opening songs, and Love Song, as you mentioned before, it's proto-hardcore.
Yeah.
The speed of that, the bass intro. Yeah. It's brilliant. It's probably my favourite song on the album, but it's just full of classics. The title track, then you got like Psych influence on I Just Can't Be Happy Today, and Plan 9 Channel 7. You've got the anti-religion song, Anti-Pope, and let's not forget the absolute classic that finishes the album and closes it in Smash It Up, which again, I mean, it's a pop song wrapped in a punk band sound. I don't know, it's just so brilliant.
I mean, it's an amazing album, and I agree with you, but let me ask you this question then, right? If one of them albums, that or the first one, had to be erased from music history, what are you picking?
If I had to erase one, I'd erase this one.
So why isn't it on your list then, my one?
It was close, wasn't it? Yeah. But the reason why I didn't pick Damn 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 just because this is my personal favourite and that's what we're going for. Okay. In terms of the impact and the influence, obviously Damn 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 changed the game. Like you said, it's the first punk album by a UK band, first punk single. They were the first punk band to tour America. They were the first punk band to split up and get back together as well, which when you see them live, they do often remind you of that.
Yeah.
But for me, this just, every tune, again, on this, I love it. It's personal favourite, and that's why I picked this.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, and again, good artwork. I think it's New York City, which is a very, very place dear to my heart, and I certainly know it's dear to yours as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my second pick, Machine Gun Etiquette. Go out and get it.
Is it my turn again?
It's your turn again.
Right. So this is a bit of a controversial pick, not because of the band, but because of the album I've picked. So I've gone Ramones and I've gone Road to Ruin. Right now, the thing about the Ramones is, growing up, when I was a kid, Blickstreet Bop was everywhere, and I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. It was just, if you didn't know the Ramones, you knew that song, didn't you? It was just one of them. You just one of them. And growing up in my early teens, I couldn't stand that song. I'd never heard anything else by them really. So that was kind of like, I don't like that band. Then one day I went to my nan's on a Boxing Day, right, and the family had Top of the Pops 2 on, and the single Don't Come Close was being played on Top of the Pops 2, right? And I thought it was brilliant straight away. I thought the melody, it had the most beautiful melody in the chorus and everything. I just absolutely loved that song right away. And that very week, I went out and got, I think, what every punk fan has had in their collection at one point, which is the Ramones anthology. I think every punk
same for me. That was my introduction to them.
Yeah, every punk fan has had that in their
especially of our generation.
Yeah. And then it was when I listened to that anthology, I kind of realised what the Ramones were all about. I'd only was familiar with Blitzkrieg Bop growing up as a kid, but when I heard everything else they'd done, and I heard the 50s and 60s rock and roll influences coming through and the doo-wop stuff.
The girl group
sound and everything. I loved it. I just absolutely loved it. I love the Ramones. I love everything about them. You know what? Every now and then a band comes, and it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Every now and then a band is a life-changing band.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, the Ramones are definitely one of them. Right? So even though it might not be their best album, and I know it got a bit of a rep for being their sellout album at one point.
It was the hit singles.
Yeah.
I Want to Be Sedated.
Yeah, but because it's got sentimental value for me for them reasons, I'm going Ramones, Road to Ruin.
I mean, again, artwork.
Yeah,
let's talk about the artwork.
Look at that.
That's a
what
class.
An amazing image that is.
It's a brilliant image.
I've got the T-shirt of it even.
Look at the back as well. It's class.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. For me, that's not that controversial because I could have said any of the first four.
Any of four would make it.
All came within a spell of 3 years, and all of them are pretty much classic. Which brings me to my third pick, which is also a Ramones album, but I've gone with Rocket to Russia, which is my personal favourite Ramones out of the four, but only just, like I say, probably could have picked any of them. But this...
Why did you pick that over the self-titled?
I just think this has got better songs, I'll be honest with you.
Right.
I mean, the self-titled, again, much like I said about Damn Damn Damn, is very impactful.
Yeah.
And it's the first Ramones album, bar the anthology, that I actually bought was the debut, because it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But this, for me, because it opens with Cretin Hop. Rockaway Beach also is probably one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. I mean, every song on this is great. I Don't Care. Sheena is a punk rocker.
Yeah.
We're a Happy Family. Teenage Lobotomy. Literally just reading out the track list, and it's class. Much like you said, a very life-changing band. I reckon once you hear the Ramones, you actually get into it. They never leave you. They're with you for life.
100% agree.
It's like you say, it's an amalgamation of everything, of rock and roll, pop, doo-wop, soul even.
And he's got a voice, you just know his voice anywhere.
Instant.
Yeah, you know who it is as soon as you hear him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean? And again, much like the debut, a very iconic cover, leaning on a brick wall in New York City. What else can you say?
And he hasn't got it on vinyl.
I actually haven't got it on vinyl. It's on my Christmas list, though. Yeah. Hopefully, Mum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a classic.
It's in his top 5 and he doesn't have it on vinyl.
You need it. All right. But, it's amazing.
Okay, so my next pick is the album by Eater. You know what? There isn't a whole lot of variation in this album, but I really love the pace it's played at. It's got some great songs on, Room for One is an amazing tune. Sweet Jane is an amazing tune.
Velvet Underground cover.
Yeah. They've got they've got a few really interesting covers on there.
Alice Cooper's on there, isn't it?
David Bowie's got there's a good Bowie cover on here.
Bitch.
It's just a really good fucking rock and roll album, man. It's just you know what I mean? Like I say, there's not much variation going on in it. It's just really fucking good rock and roll. And if you just want to sit there, like I say, every song's kind of at the same pace. There's not a lot of variation.
It's a good pace, though.
It is a good pace. It's a good fucking pace.
And it doesn't overstay its welcome, and I don't think it's not a long album. It's not like an hour and 20 minutes.
My biggest criticism of it, it's got a fucking shit cover, that. But other than that...
See, I nearly picked that. That was close.
Yeah.
But I think too many covers for me. Not that I don't like them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Their own take
the Ramones throw loads of covers on theirs as well, so maybe that's a redundant argument. But it just got picked by a couple of my other picks. But I still think it's great. It's still worth listening.
Apart from the bad album cover art.
It is shit, the album cover.
It's a fucking great album, though.
So my next pick, maybe controversial, maybe not. Someone's probably going to say, oh, that might be post-punk. But nah, 77, Pink Flag, Wire. Fucking amazing. Highly influential album. Yeah. So good. Again, like I said about The Clash, probably not my favourite Wire album. However, it's the only one by a stretch that could fit in a 70s punk discussion.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, it's 22 songs, 35 minutes. Fucking the influence on this, you know, bands like U2, REM covered songs on it live. Then you've got Minor Threat covering 1-2 Fuck You. It's just fucking, I mean, what can you say? Influenced indie, Britpop,
and also,
punk.
If you've ever had a bad day in work and you want to listen, and you really want to give it to your boss, the tune "Mr. Suit" is one of the best anti-authority songs ever.
There you go.
So listen to the tune "Mr. Suit."
My personal favourite, X-Lion Tamer, but you've got 3 Girl Rumba. I mean, you know, Feeling Called Love, Straight Line, Mr. Suit. It's all great. It's fucking brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
Very short, really, for the length, for the amount of songs on it.
Songs, definitely.
But also, like I say, it's very dear to my heart. Changed the game a little bit for me when I heard that, because it does sound like punk, but it kind of doesn't as well.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know, like I say, you could probably throw it in a post-punk, but it's too close to the
spirit of punk is there.
The spirit of punk is definitely there, but also in sound. After this, they move in some very interesting directions that you could argue goes in, you know, many different genres. But for me, this is another classic. Yeah. You should have it in your collection. If you haven't, what are you doing?
Got very close to being in my list, that one as well. Now, these weren't in any particular order, but I have saved my favourite till last. And that is The Crack by the Ruts. It's amazing. I can't explain how good this album is. I can't even remember how I got into these, but this is an album I fell in love with the second I heard it. I mean, Geoff says that Jenny Jones is the best opening track on a punk album. I disagree with him. Babylon's Burning. Honestly, every song on this could be a single. It's absolutely amazing. I think these, I know a lot of bands back then, used reggae a lot. I think these used it the best. Jaw, yeah. Amazing. I think it was the best use of reggae. These should have been well bigger than what they are. They should have been huge. To me, this is just a masterpiece. To me, they're the most underrated band of the 70s, the Ruts, the Crack. And the compilation album that came out as well, with songs that aren't even on this, like Staring at the Rude Boys, Society, which is like as fast as some Minor Threat songs. Do you know what I mean?
In a Rut as well.
Yeah. They must not have been shit at any time to come out with.
Like most of their songs.
All their songs are amazing.
Really good.
And if I had to recommend one album for someone to please listen to if they've never heard any of these albums, it'd be this one, The Ruts, The Crack.
I mean, again, as we said before, but look at the fucking artwork on that bad boy as well.
Yeah, it's like Spot the famous person on there. Yeah.
Rumours are Henry Rollins as the original of that, hanging in his house.
Yeah.
That was very close to being on mine as well. And to be perfectly honest, the only reason it didn't really get on mine is I knew Danny was
because I wanted it,
and I knew it was his favourite.
Stole it. Yeah.
So I thought, we can't have too many the same. No. So I'll let you have that, so that I could usher in a space to do another album. But I mean,
Malcolm Owen, R.I.P. by the way.
Yeah. But a great band. Even like you say, people think they're underrated. They're underrated.
Massively
people
underrated.
Talk about them as much,
Massively underrated.
And they should talk about them more because they are fucking brilliant. And I will agree, Babylon's Burning is also one of the best opening
Unbelievable,
songs.
Yeah. Unbelievable song.
A lot of the albums, in fact, every album I've picked here, I think pretty much it's the opening song, which brings me to my last pick. inflammable material, stiff little fingers. I just think this is fucking great. Again, it starts with a absolute such a tune, Suspect Device. My favourite though, probably most people's favourite, Alternative Ulster, but how can it not be? As soon as that guitar comes in at the beginning of that, I fucking love it. But it's just got amazing songs on it. Again, Wasted Life, Barbed Wire Love. Best Irish punk album? It's up there. Maybe. But anyway, as far as debuts go, punk albums of the 70s, this for me, again, almost every song on it. It's just class.
I'd put it next to, as when you're saying there about Irish punk albums, I'd put it up there. I'd put the first Undertones album up there. I know it's poppy, but I do actually like a poppy sound in my 70s punk.
I think this has got some pop punk to it. It's just the gravelly vocals make it different, but you know, lyrically, a lot of it's about the troubles in Northern Ireland in the late 70s. It's got, you know, it's a very fucking angry album, but it's just got some sweet melodies wrapping up in that anger. But again, should have it. If you don't, check it out because it's fucking brilliant. Yeah. It's a class album. I actually am not massively familiar with much else of their discography, barring one or two other albums I've heard, but this one holds up for me. It stands up there, and it's in my top 5. And they're my picks.
So that's our top 5. Do you agree? Of course you don't agree.
Yeah, because you shouldn't fucking agree.
Of course you shouldn't, and that's why you're going to put the comments there and tell us how stupid our picks are.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell us how shit we are and how much we don't know fuck all about punk music.
Yeah. Before we go, one honourable mention. Mine is going to be Stranded by the Saints.
Excellent choice. Mine will be Going Steady, the singles by the Buzzcocks. Only reason I didn't pick it, compilations feel like cheating, but it's class.
Right, that's us. Look out for our next video. We'll be discussing our top 5 picks for hardcore from the years of
1980 to 84.
Sounds good.
See you there.
That's what I say. That's what I do. Things I'm a reason. They live in